Hello there. Welcome back to my channel. This video I want to look at a question from the question paper of June 2025. So we are going to look at question 4. In this video, we're only going to look at question 4.1, whereby we're going to calculate the cost of sales, gross profits, gross income, and the net profits of the Cholet Express beverage for July 2023. And then we have to show all calculations using the answer provided with a total of 22 marks. So in terms of our question, we are given the trial balance that we have that you just need to go through before you start answering the question. And of course, the additional information we only have one, which is stating the closing inventory. That is the merchandise that is valued at 417,341 rands after physical inventory taking on 31 July 2023 with a total of 48 marks. So we go to the first part whereby we have 4.1. So we are going to show the calculation of gross profits and net profits of Choleka Express Beverage on as of 31 July 2023. So on the first part is cost of sales calculation using the periodic system. So of course, when we are calculating our cost of sales, the formula that we are going to use is our opening inventory. Then we add our purchases. So if we have got any purchase returns, we are supposed to subtract them. Then, of course, after that, we add our carriage on purchases, if given in the question. And also, we add our import duties, if we have them in the question. And also, we can also add our custom duties, if we have them in the question. Then, finally, we are supposed to subtract your closing inventory. So it depends with the elements that are given according to the formula that we have here. So this is the formula that we use to calculate our cost of sales. So our cost of sales is equal to this part that we have. So with that now, we go to our calculation. So we are of course going to start with our opening inventory. So if we go to our trial balance, you'd see that we're given trading inventory here, 1 August 2022 of 78,509. So we can indicate here. So this is going to be our opening inventory. So we start with that figure. So we are saying opening inventory, which is trading inventory. And this trading inventory is on 1 August 2022. With a total of 78,509. So from that, we can see that this is our first part that we have, which is our opening inventory. So we go to our purchases part now. So it means on the next part we have got our purchases. So we can say plus purchases. Then we check the figure for purchases that we are given. So if you come here, you see that the figure for purchases that we have is 898,543. Then after adding our purchases, we are also supposed to check if we have got any carriage on purchases. Of course, we have them, which is 24,057. So we are supposed to add them again. So on the addition of carriage on purchases, we are now here. So you see that in our question we do not have our purchase returns, so we can skip at the part of our purchase returns. So we have our carried on purchases now. So we come to our carried on purchases. And of course, we have to indicate that it's a plus. So we are saying plus. So the carried on purchases that we have, remember, we've got 24,057. So we can just go and indicate a sign. And then according to our formula, we are now going to check our import duties if you have them and custom duties if you have them. So we go back to our question. We see that according to information that we have got an import duty that is here of 18,548. So we have import duty. And of course, we also add import duty. And the amount that we have is 18,548. So we now add to get the figure for our total inventory. So the figure that we are going to get here becomes our total inventory. So if we add our 7,509 plus 898,543 plus 24,057 plus 18,548, you are going to get a total of 1,019,657. So with that now, we now go to the last part of our formula whereby we are subtracting our closing inventory. So we try to check there. So closing inventory will be given in additional information. So this is the closing inventory, whereby this the merchandise was valued at 470,341 after a physical inventory taking on 31 July. So we take this figure as our closing as at 31 July 2023. So we are now saying less the inventory. And this is on 31 July 2023. And the amount that we have is 417,341. And of course, we are subtracting here. So it means we should show some brackets so that we are subtracting. So, and then we now calculate, say, total inventory minus our closing inventory to get the net figure that we have, which represents now the cost of sales. So if you calculate correctly, you are going to get a net figure of 602,360. So this becomes your cost of sales. So we have indicated that it's a calculation of our cost of sales. So there we go to gross profit. Of course, our gross profits, to calculate our gross profits, we are going to say The formula that we are going to use for gross profits is gross profits is equals to our revenue minus our cost of sales. So we check our revenue if we have them in the question. Of course, our revenue is our sales. So we are saying this is our revenue of 927,452. So we come here, we indicate our revenue. For the calculation of gross profit, we are now saying revenue. And we have an amount of 927,452. And then, of course, according to our formula, we are supposed to less cost of sales. So our cost of sales, remember, we have calculated our cost of sales, and this is the figure that we got, 602,316. So this same figure that is going to come here. And of course, we show our brackets to show that we are subtracting. So we calculate there the net figure that we are going to get if you subtract becomes your gross profits for the year. So if you calculate, you see that this is going to be 325,136. So this is now the gross profit for the year. Okay, so from there, we see that we have now found our gross profit. So we now need to calculate the gross income for the year. And of course, our gross income, formula for gross income, we're going to say gross income is equals to our gross profit plus other income. Other income, which is not our sales. So we go there to see what we have according to our other section. So this is now the gross income calculation. So on the gross income calculation, of course, we're going to start with the gross profit for the year. And the gross profit for the year, we did calculate it here. And we got 325,136. So from there now, according to our formula, remember, we are supposed now to add other income. So we are saying other income. And we are going to list all the other income that we have beneath that. So we go to the nominal account section and search for incomes as we go down. So it's that we've got rent income is indicated here. And the figure that we have is 42,129. And the figure that we have for rent income is 42,129. And then we check after rent income what we have. See that we've got interest on fixed deposits, which is 6,000. So it's 6,000. We go down again to check what after interest on fixed deposit, what do we have? We check again what other income do we have. So we can see that we've got credit loss recovered of 34,528. Remember the amount that we identified is 34,528. So from there, we can now be able to find the total for our gross income. The total for other income. So we can close and then we add everything that we have as our other income to total come here. So if you add all the other income that we have, 42,129 plus 6,000 plus 34,528, then we get a total of other income of 82,657. Then we add the two, gross profit plus the other income total. We now get the gross income, which is now 407,793. And this is the gross income for the year. Then after that, we are supposed to go the net profit or net loss for the year. So this is the part that we are moving to. And of course, there is a formula that is there that we use to calculate that. So to calculate our net profits or net loss, we are going to say it is equals to our gross income minus the total expenses. So that's what we are going to go about. So we go to the section that we have all the calculation of net profit or loss. So we're just going to list all the expenses that we have. So we can go to our nominal account section and go down searching for all the expenses that we have in the trial balance. So if you go down, you see that we have got carriage on sales is the first expense that we have, which is 19,547. And then after carriage on sales, we go to the next one. We've got wages and salaries. As indicated, wages and salaries, we have got 646,292. So we are saying 646,000. $292. So after our wages and salaries, we do have our import duty. We did adjust that in the previously when we calculated the cost of sales. So we go to the next one. We have got stationery 2016. Then after stationery, we do have the bank charges. Bank charges 3,280. So we have bank charges of 3,280. Then after bank charges, we've got water and electricity, which is 2,154. And water and electricity, we are saying it's 2,154. After water and electricity, we've got refreshments. And the figure for refreshments is 2,107. So this is our refreshments, and then we go to our salary expenses, which is 1,436. Then these are the expenses that we have. And then we are saying salary expenses 1,436. And then from there we can try to add so that we get the total for expenses. So if we add, the total for expenses is 676,832. So we are saying this is expenses for the year. And then remember, we are supposed to get the difference from gross income. So here we have gross income. Gross income for the year. And the figure for gross income for the year, we did calculate it, which is 407,793. So we now get different. Whether our expenses should be negative, so we can put brackets so that it's a subtraction. Remember, we said we are going to say gross income minus total expenses. So this is the scenario that we have. Our total expenses is a negative, then our gross income is positive. So from there, we now calculate to find the final figure, which is going to be the net profit or loss. So if you say 407,793 minus 676,832, the net figure that you are going to get is going to be a negative figure. It's 269,039. And then since it's a negative, we are going to leave it in brackets. And then it's now a net loss, not a net profit. Remember, when it's a negative, it's a net loss. So we're going to say net loss for the year. So this is the final part that we have. All the first part that we wanted to look at according to this video, that is on 4.1. So 22 marks we have on those calculations. Thank you very much for listening. Let's not forget to subscribe and share. Let's share the link to our colleagues who are doing introductory accounting. And let's meet again in the next video.